Welcome back, guys. We're here after that game number 1 victory by SANDBOX Gaming up against SKT. Summit gets the MVP, and he moves up to tied with Canyon at 9 MVPs total, 900 points. Looking to potentially get another one and maybe squeak ahead in the MVP standings.
Wasn't seeming likely early in that game when he was targeted hardcore by Clid, who was going off and playmaking onto the cannon at every moment. But when it started to turn with the wit's end, it got better and better, and Vladimir was never able to team fight. Both teams were pretty low on the initiation, and they were able to make it about what they had in the late game, which was a strong cannon, and not about how 5v5s would have been so difficult. So we're ready to throw it onto the big screen and get into pick and ban very shortly. For now, at least, you can enjoy our beautiful visages.
Hey, I got to move out of the way here for bans. Right here.
Get it
right,
in there,
that looks like
Write
a
it down.
Yumi.
Write it down.
All right, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yumi comes in as the first ban. Nobody wants to see Yumi. Nobody wants to see Ezreal. Generally, not a lot of people like to see Tahm Kench, but actually it did squeak through. First pick for SANDBOX in game 1. We'll see if that changes, if he does get banned this time around.
Yeah, we'll see if priorities change. The karma was something that was very tricky for SKT to deal with in game number 1, so you wonder if it was considered a ban. The Varus might be, if it's banned, a way that karma can kind of go through picks and bans and not necessarily be as contested, because I think that was one of the homebrew solutions to the Varus Braum and the Varus Tahm Kench priority that has dominated recent memory. Corki going to be taken off the board here, so it could suggest early Azir priority, but not always. Azir has gone up and down a lot in Korea compared to being a permapick ban champion in other regions.
You got to make a decision. The Azir you were talking about, Tahm Kench or Sejuani, which was banned out on blue side by SANDBOX. They really do not want to see Clid on the Sedge, and we'll take that one away.
So SKT begins their draft here. Azir would be a very obvious selection because there are a lot more conditional picks into it for SANDBOX than the Corki handshake that we have had many a time. Wonder if you just take first round Karma here. You can definitely consider Karma into Azir. Matchup you can decide to play if you want to. The Draven is always around the corner when Ghost is on the roster. Played it a couple of times recently. So here it begins with the Karma somewhere for SANDBOX Gaming. And they can even pair it with the Tahm Kench and say, hey, what are we up to?
It worked in game 1. Go ahead and swing it back for game 2, I suppose.
If it works twice in a row, it's just series over, right? And it's SANDBOX finishing their season 13-5, and at least for 24 hours being the overall first place team. SKT really do need to win this match in order to have that truest chance for playoffs. Otherwise, they're huge Dom 1 Gaming fans tomorrow. Here is SK Telecom's side of the draft. Notice that Mata was not subbed in for game number 2 like he was in their most recent series. Will be Xayah Rakan coming out for SKT. They don't have to worry about Morgana or other support picks to potentially catch the Rakan, so it is a safer spot for Rakan than our recent drafts where Rakan has been falling through pick and ban quite a bit.
Akali here going to be hovered and selected by the side of SANDBOX. We've seen that Akali priority here in Korea is quite nice. We see it pretty often from a lot of these teams.
See what it means for the draft going forward. So SANDBOX obviously had the mind game of where Karma is going. Meanwhile, SKT's draft is a bit more clean and honest on the blue side. Putting some bans in. Lee Sin was picked up by Clid, and he definitely looks fantastic for great swaths of game number 1, even if the pick ended up on the losing side. But I definitely see some personality about the Xin Zhao ban, a quintessential OnFleek favorite.
We saw Xin Zhao and Jarvan banned out the last time around alongside Skarner and Silas for SANDBOX. Would be funny if they just run it back and ban the exact same stuff over again. Could happen, as no, this time Aatrox will be denied. does leave the Silas available. Of course, a bit of a different scenario now, as SANDBOX will have first pick after this draft, or this banning phase.
What about Cannon? How are SKT feeling about Cannon with some of their big picks taken away? Usually you just assume Kahn jumps on Jace, right? Into a Cannon, but doesn't seem like that's on the cards in this particular game. They do decide to ban it out after all. Dove and Summit both play Akali, so this is a true flex pick for the side of SANDBOX. This would indicate most likely bot lane Karma Tahm Kench being rolled back. If it was to be a Zoe. But I think jungle is the right pick to take here and then play around with expectations afterwards.
Yeah, Dove, second most played is the Akali. Definitely a bigger Akali player in the lineup. The Jarvan was banned around the last time, so OnFleek this time gets his hands onto it.
At least Jace could definitely be a draft here from the side of SKT. You're blind picking into a range that includes the Akali. On a red side, I guess it technically includes the Karma, depending on how lanes will go. So you need something quintessentially strong. Renekton has also been up there, not just been an LPL pick post-Rift Rivals. We've had a lot of Renekton in Korea as well. Not the Sejuani to play make with it, but the Lee Sin definitely can end what the Renekton begins, and it will be the Renekton lock-in for Kahn.
Yeah, Renekton, fantastic in the lane as they are thinking about actually moving the Karma up to top side this time around with an 80 carry hover. Still, they have some options. They could run the same lane and try to take something else into the Renekton.
Seems very likely to be locked in with how long it's been hovered, right? And interesting, Ashe Tahm Kench and then Karma Akali side lanes with a playmaking jungler is the way the SANDBOX has gone. OnFleek will have the extra information that the Hawkshot provides from the Ashe to potentially make good decisions in the early game. SK Telecom still have a lot of team fight around them when you notice Azir, Xayah, Rakan. Interesting, really interesting game here, and you wonder how top lane will take shape this time. Still going to be Karma in the lane ascendancy role. Still going to be Clid with a very gankable lane. But from there, it's kind of OnFleek's hand in this game that's the most hidden. The way he impacts the game can be so important because front to back, I'm still preferring what SKT has, and yet that meant so little in game number 1. In game number 2, there's a lot more initiation, and that makes it a bit different, right? Because game number 1 had movement speed, but not a lot of hard crowd control. I see Ashe Arrow, I see Renekton and Rakan. This time, if you're out of position, you can be made pay a lot more quickly.
Absolutely. Lots of potential to pick in this game on both sides and engage in your own way. As that sign we saw for Ghost was the Draven. Really nice drawing, but this time around it is the Ashe. I was hoping to get to see him play some more Draven, but not yet. Not today. Maybe if there's a game 3. For now, it will be Ghost onto the Ashe. Dove back on his Akali, and another Karma and Tahm Kench alongside there for the side of SANDBOX. So we're ready to jump into game number 2, guys. Let's hop on a Summoner's Rift right now. All right, here we go. Into this one, SKT, of course, they have the biggest fan base here in Korea. You see those SKT signs everywhere in the crowd right now. Really hoping that their team can secure 2 wins in a row, pull off the reverse sweep in the best of 3, and have that easy ride into playoffs rather than having to rely on other teams to lose.
But they probably find it a bit surreal that an SKT that went 1-5 into 10-5 into potentially 10-8. Like, that's a lot of streaks, right? That'd be 9 match wins followed by the 3 match losses. SKT were in control of first. I think everyone we put up our predictions for end of season, all Korean casters and the English side as well. Everyone had SKT at 1 because they had just been on a huge win streak, and it's not like they closed the season. Look, it wasn't easy. Damwon Gaming was included there, but Hanwha Life and SANDBOX were the other 2 teams, and you thought at least a victory, maybe 2, would be likely. No longer is that the case, and suddenly we are in this scenario where SKT need to find the match win here, otherwise they really are cheering on Damwon Gaming.
Well, this is an early gank from the red start from OnFleek. That is going to draw a flash out of FLICKR on his undefeated Azir, by the way. 6-0 here in LCK Summer.
SKT didn't have any forward vision, so the level 2 ganks, which have been plentiful from Jarvans this week, are returning. It feels like they go in and out of style more than most fashion trends. I'm not an Instagram guy, so maybe I'm missing fashion trends on particular,
yeah.
But all I can say is that now the Hawk Shot comes down, and that gives a lot of information about jungle path to Jarvan, and he's already done a lot of dirty work getting that flash in mid lane.
That's a nice little play. Jarvan better at taking out the single jungle camps, especially with that machete that he always starts with, so he can go red into gank, into blue gromp. It's a nice little thing. It's especially effective in solo queue. If you guys want to try it and you're a Jarvan player, you think you can pull off the EQ. It's pretty good. EQ Flash is another story. That's the expert kind of level of the Jarvan.
Summit has taken some pretty one-sided trades against Karma that you wouldn't expect in the matchup so far, and the jungle is just shadowing here.
Yeah, looking for it. OnFleek on point here. Perfect timing. Is going to get the knock-up with the TP coming in to secure and make sure that Clid can't do anything. Clean first blood will go to SANDBOX.
Nice ace in the hole with the TP behind to guarantee the play. Clid doesn't even try it when he gets the information there. Who's baiting who can be the query in these 2v2s on the top side, and Jarvan's jungle path was a lot more shrouded in secrecy than that of the Lee Sin. We knew Lee Sin was top side thanks to the Hawk Shot.
Yeah, it's just a great setup there. OnFleek being in the right place at the right time, read like a book once again. So SANDBOX off to a fantastic start here. We'll see again what SKT was trying to set up.
Watch the mini-map here, and let's watch the TP timings as, yeah, Kali TP's in, and Clid says a big note to that. Azir theoretically could have TP'd as well, but chose not to.
Did Kahn have his stun? Because he got on top of the Karma, didn't stun her, and then got rooted. So, kind of just got rooted and died.
I don't got all the information.
I feel like if you landed a stun, then, you know, the resonating strike comes out of the Lee Sin. You get a nice amount of burst damage. Summit didn't even have to flash in that play, as they made it look easy.
Goes for Ninja Tabby first, so I think Summit is aware there might be a lot of aggro to tank on the top side. It's press the attack rather than Conqueror Renekton, so it is a bit more of an early gank frenzy rune rather than the Conqueror for those extended fights as time goes on. And I always have all the answers. Just like summer season has been the hardest one for me to wrap my head around, I think, of all the LCK seasons I've broadcast, because no one has been consistently good the entire season. Yeah. Everyone has fallen away. Telecom Gaming, SKT, everybody around the top. SANDBOX has had their downtimes. Kingzone was the best team for a couple of weeks there at the start, and looked great after Rift Rivals, fell away from there.
I remember at Rift Rivals, I did an interview with Ashley Kahn. She asked me 3 teams from Korea that go to Worlds. I said SKT, Kingzone, Damwon. That's kind of where we were at that moment in time.
And here we are on the last day of the season, and it could actually be 0 of those.
Could be 0
Isn't
of
that amazing?
Teams.
It could be 0? Like, it's pretty hard to get 0 of that right
Yeah,
halfway through a season, and yet I'm with you about it. It's crazy.
Yeah. OnFleek looking for the steal here. Not really going to get in range, though. SKT looking to turn it around. That's a nice little sweep up by FLICKR. Now Dove going to be trapped in here. It's going to have to meekly walk away. Infernal also went the way of SKT, so a big win for them. Going to chase down Ghost here, who is going to have to flash away. Trades that with effort. But a little win there to the side of SKT.
Yeah, they got the Infernal. It's also a good trade. Kahn for AD carry flash is a very, very nice trade. I wonder if Summit goes lane domination build, goes Gauntlet here. In the matchup, he started off with Ninja Tabi. It would mean a different role. It would mean a lot more of staying in the side lane compared to stacking up all the different shield empowering items that we've seen before. Continues to klepto like a jerk.
He's got like 10 procs in the last 10 seconds.
And Dove's here, but does not have perfect execution. Control Ward doing its job.
I just love the +5/+5 that pops up above Summit's head over and over and over again. It's kind of what you want, you know, they flex with the Karma. You bait them into thinking, hey, they're going to go Karma Tompkins. Bot side again. Of course, they can't know 100% for sure, but they draft the Renekton, and then SANDBOX are like, aha, I'll get him now. Goes with no flash here. Devour comes in. We're looking for some kind of knock-up, and there it is, going to come in.
Oh!
Effort makes it happen, and Clid going to make a second kill happen on the backside. Perfect kick flash to make the Tompkins go in the grave as well.
There we go. That's the Clid we know and love, finding the aggressive move. That's 2 kills in the bot lane there. SKT, not to be outdone. Find a nice aggressive move. SANDBOX had played this so, and I actually assumed they were out, Valdez. I thought everything here was fine. It's a TP back from the AD carry. That's not that surprising. The W comes through, but there's no way to get away from just the tip of the W, and Clid, did he level during that? He did.
Leveled on the kill.
Nicely done.
On the kill of Ashe, he hit level 6, and then he went for the play. You know, seems like the universe is working in his favor, at least for that gank.
Just the tip, it all comes together. The flash being blown half a second earlier. Suddenly, 2 kills in the bottom lane. And the Tompkins lane incurring this level of losses where there's still multiple minutes till they have summoners to try to ult down Effort, who also, to his credit, doesn't have much going the moment that the level 6 rolls in. But bot side control possible for the side of SKT. And it will be Iceborne Gauntlet, so even if the grouping starts, Summit won't be quite as good at buffing up a Ghost, who for now is not going to have an item lead by any stretch.
It's kind of a sad world if you are the Ashe in this one, especially for another 2.5 minutes. You kind of just have to sit back and try not to get ganked, but it's not easy. As here comes Effort. He's going to get arrowed in the face, which means that it will be ult for ult. OnFleek also in the bottom lane. Thinking about an engage, doesn't go for it.
But have the damage back up there to make anything really happen, so Cataclysm will remain on cooldown. Definitely changed the complexity of the game a bit, the double kill, because now there's a very obvious target for both teams on the bot side, both junglers pathing around the bot side. Counter gank top side, put SANDBOX momentarily in the lead, but the gank bot lane has given SKT some runs on the board and a slim CS lead for the Zyra Kahn.
Clid's back again. Welcome back, Clid, to the bottom lane. He's making himself at home down here. And you might as well. You really want to put pressure on this lane, as we were talking about. And he's doing a good job of that.
Let me introduce you 2 lanes, Flash Up Akali and Flash Up Karma. As other lanes to go to?
No.
Exactly. Back to bot lane goes good old Clid. OnFleek, though.
All right, so Kahn with this flash available. Summit just being a jerk. Doesn't necessarily say that OnFleek is here.
Kahn knows he's weak side, so playing the weak side well in this particular scenario.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I mean, he's only down 6 CS, so. And he died. It's not the end of the world for him. Of course, the Karma will get ahead with Kleptomancy, but at least he's keeping up in CS.
And we got to go long today. Remember, that was our call. The moment this series started 1 hour late due to the feature-length version of KT Rolster's first round series against Kingzone. We want to go straight into LEC time. Want to give you guys a real competition here. Already checked timings for us this week. And it's definitely building towards that. No inevitabilities just yet. No gold lead between the two teams and a much more conditional comp for SANDBOX, just like we said about game number 1. Here's the second Infernal. You asked for some Infernals in game number 1. You're getting them now.
The Infernals come out, and that means both teams are coming out to play. TP coming in, immediate knockup with a blasting plant, and a huge charm from Effort keeps all of that damage away from killing Kahn. As he was in a dire scenario, but he gets out of it. Now they're looking to get on top of Teddy, who has to flash away. Effort with another nice knockup to help his team. And SKT will get the first kill in this fight. In goes Clid. Tons of super weak members in the backline trying to get that last bit of poke, and they will take out Ghost. And now Joker's all alone. Should be the 3-for-1 here in favor of SKT.
The Conqueror procs, and he's definitely bringing the heat in that particular chase. They turn off the Infernal, clean up multiple kills. Things are definitely sliding into position here for SKT. With the TP back though, double TP back. They're not wanting to surrender this.
And you know what? SKT, a little bit down on their health and their summoners.
Mana bars as well. Look at that. Bot lane is for SKT.
And they have to give it away. That's not something you see every so often. SANDBOX now, OnFleek doesn't even need to smite it. Didn't even look like he had smite. And at the end of the day, SKT just going to give that one away because they had to.
But there were, of course, costs that were incurred, losses that were incurred earlier in the piece. It was a huge time to begin with, and then their options are to try to walk through FLICKR's Azir Sand Soldiers. Also, not a great feel. So many different reasons SKT had positioning on SANDBOX that it just by the end became, how many costs would it be? How many losses would it be? Could have been more, but SKT will take what they can get, but be a bit frustrated that by the end, the Drake leash timing did allow for a double TP back and actually a turret plate with the lane swap to try to get Rift Herald by SKT.
They'll get the Rift Herald here. They'd love to jam it top lane as soon as possible. And with 3 members, they should be able to get plates on this timing as long as the wave is clear. That's a big favor
For Kahn as well. He doesn't want to lane against Iceborne, Gauntlet, Ninja, Tabi, Renekton, Karma any more than he needs to.
Oh, yeah. Get him out of that lane and give Teddy that sweet 320 gold with those plates that do go down.
Effort was sharing there, just to be clear. Not all selfishly to Teddy, but absolutely it's all about getting Xayah to that second item. Ashe actually only just now picks up the Blade of the Ruin King.
I thought I saw the 320.
I could be wrong.
Not 100%
on the screen it looked there pretty close, but I could be wrong on that one.
Not 100% sure. Either way, they're stacking up the gold. They make that Rift Herald work, which is really the most important thing, that they do pick up the gold for someone on their team.
Tank Karma going to be rolling 735 gold to Klepto already. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. That's
1,000 gold lead over the Renekton, but also into items that situationally are very valuable, but not necessarily in the same way as some of the other Karmas that we've seen this week. So there will be a Forbidden Idol item coming in, but it's not quite going to be early Athenes, early into the Ardent Censer like we've seen most commonly in week number 9. And week number 10. I believe it is week 10 here.
Yeah, it is. We're down to the wire here. There's only one more day left. That is tomorrow. Should be Atlas and LS tomorrow, but we'll see how good old Lamentingly Sick, is that his name?
Lamentably Sick.
Lamentably, okay.
Definitely hoping that LS will be joining today. Was rudely ripped from my slumber this morning for what could prove to be another 6-game day. Hype games and sad games and notable games so far today, so yeah. I'm not complaining, but Papa's working overtime to try to bring you guys all the action of the last regular season week here in Korea for 2019.
Bit of a rotation up to the top side, but you're up against 3 members of SANDBOX who say no. FLICKR actually down on CS in the mid lane. Dove's been doing a really good job of CSing at this game. He's got the most by a pretty large margin for this point in the game. Now he's looking to rotate down to the bottom side. Already a nice amount of poke damage done, but he decides against it as actually Clid and FLICKR gonna find him here in the jungle. And Clid's actually gonna land it, predicting him going for the plant, and now Dove in a bit of trouble. Kahn looking to try to shut it down, but Dove just in a world of hurt.
FLICKR if he gets another round of cooldowns, could chase it. Oh, he hit it.
Nice read. I love the stop too right before, just waits. Says, I don't need to take the savage. Down he goes. Clid gonna pick up that kill.
FLICKR knew he was going to hit it. He knew 5 seconds before. You know how? We already saw our mid-range video that we played about FLICKR losing the 1v1 Lee Sin versus Lee Sin against Clid. You already knew that Clid had got his man. Nicely done by Clid. He's always clutch on this Lee Sin, even if it doesn't always lead to a victory. Picks it up a second game in a row. This time things falling into place.
They're definitely in a much better spot compared to game number 1. As you see, spots Dove going for it, knows he's going to move towards that plant, predicts it.
Really good knowledge there. Again, he knows the pathing because the plant was up. He knew the plant was up, and therefore, of course, he's going to try to deny the plant away from FLICKR. So you're going to walk up, and here it is. Straight down the middle, baby.
I love how he just stops, turns around, hits that S key.
Yeah.
He's like, you're dead, buddy.
It's just like that Zillion bomb that you piece away from. You're like, yep, you're dead, buddy.
Well, another kill on a dragon. Going to come down here. Cloud Drake into another Cloud Drake.
It's Teddy Bug.
Yeah. He's going to be spotted either way.
Dodged the tongue as well.
Couldn't avoid that volley of arrows, though.
Can't have everything, I guess.
You really can't.
Hey, I didn't mean it that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you meant it that way.
I'm not making the cons.
It's just that you're an Aussie.
That's true.
You guys were saying that a lot on Thursday as well. FLICKR gonna deny this one. Pretty easy to predict that from the Jarvan. Very telegraphed on his play.
Renekton TP was a little bit of a head scratcher, if I'm going to be honest. Didn't seem necessary as piece of catch.
Okay, the charm comes in, but that's a thick boy. Thomas Kent doesn't even need to flash, just exhausts to get away from that one alive.
And it ends up being a tale of 2 TPs as FLICKR goes topside to make up for the TP down bot. That is a lot of TP advantage for the side of SANDBOX, like a lot. So that is something that SKT will have to think about. Baron will be on the map soon, so cross maps are very possible here. In fact, get level 11 on Joker, and we can all hoof it pretty damn far on the map.
As for now, it's 3 teleports to 0. That's not a spot you want to really be in. And SANDBOX, even though they're behind in this game, they got that second Infernal. If SKT have double Infernal, it's a bit of a different situation. Joker this time around, no exhaust. He does have that great health, though, as Eddie is going to Featherstorm there. Not 100% sure why. Maybe trying to let down the damage, but he aimed it the wrong way.
I wasn't sure, actually. Maybe he thought he saw an arrow be pretty close range. Maybe he was doing it for damage because Lee Sin was coming up. Couldn't tell.
I would figure it would be the damage, and he just missed. But it's kind of hard to miss that one.
It didn't seem like a fat finger, so I assume there was intent behind it that we'll just never know.
That one will be one for the mysteries, the unsolved mysteries, that is.
I grouped those feathers with all the ash arrows that are still flying around Runeterra.
Yeah, just throw them out there, fly around together.
I like to think that if you get prime real estate with a great view of the skylines, and you live in Runeterra, you look out the window and there's ash arrows periodically flying. There's forecasts for how many ash arrows will be flying by your house that day. They have to go somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they don't fall, which they don't, they always go straight in the same direction. It's no danger at all, as long as they're flying high enough.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure what level.
What if they're at ground level?
I don't think they are, but I don't know how high they are.
I mean, look at how tall Ash is, and then it comes out of her bow.
That's true.
It's a little bit scarier than we first imagined.
Also, how does she either make them so quickly or store them?
She's a magical being.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the gist of it.
Good old Ash.
It is the enchanted crystal arrow. There
Well,
it is.
this one straight in the face of Clid. And he's going to be slowed down by that Bork, and down he will go. It's a straight-up kill as he was on vision. Didn't expect it, was going for the blue, and Ghost picks up his first kill.
So far, the game has been about where SKT wanted to find picks, but this time SANDBOX reads the story and uses the conditional information well. Going to try to turn it into a mid lane turret, but very unlikely to wave clear it down. Last couple of times we've seen Clid, he's had the Midas touch everywhere he's gone. His turn to go. This time, well slammed down by SANDBOX. What does it mean on the map, though? Remember that even if immediately it doesn't seem like a lot, all of those teleports can also be used for creative reasons.
Yeah, you had Summit pushing the bottom lane, was able to actually push another turret, their first turret of the game, going to SANDBOX. So
There hasn't been a lot of turrets this game.
no, not really. 1-1, and that means that Karma now is 1,500 gold ahead of the Renekton.
1,000 gold in the mid lane, 1,000 gold in AD carry. Those are kind of the biggest numbers to draw your eyes to between the two teams. It ends up with 1,000 gold lead overall, so we are neck and neck here in this must-win game number 2 for both teams, but definitely for an SKT perspective when it comes to playoff qualification. SANDBOX kites down, sweeps down, and that's been a very important brush to have vision in, we've learned.
Clid waiting in the wings here alongside Kahn. Nice little dodge there on the resonating strike. OnFleek gonna be totally fine. SANDBOX have the position on the Dragon, but not on the mid lane. SKT gonna move in, try to tip this one down. They get a big win as the arrow comes out of Ghost. Wants to deny the Sonic Wave follow-up from Clid after that Q. SKT still posturing, still wondering about this Drake. SANDBOX still in position, but SKT say if you want to go back to the mid lane, you got to get through soldiers, you got to get through members of our team.
They get direct Sun Turret as he engaged.
Hey, not really able to get much. The kick comes in, effort gets low, but at the end of the day, it's Joker that goes down, and OnFleek is going to be assassinated in the back line, but Clid, will he survive? He will for now, but in comes the Akali. Already takes down one. We're chasing down Kahn and Teddy here. But do they have the damage?
Oh!
Teddy with the feathers is going to be able to make the play, but the Akali is too strong. And in the end, it's the quadra kill for Dove, who takes them all out except FLICKR.
FLICKR's the only one who's not actually involved in that fight. He was on the left side, as we can see. A quadra kill after Xayah bent the feathers, and you just saw it being Titanic either way. Quadra kill coming from behind. A 0-1-0 Akali is now way bigger of a factor. And look at where everyone is when this starts. Karma and Akali are on a mission to pull off a side lane play, or maybe even just take Drake. Clid goes in and decides this is what it's all about. If you notice the bot side here, this is where FLICKR begins the play. He takes turret aggro, so he has to leave. There's no way for him to regroup here.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the fight's going to continue this far down as Teddy flashed in, and what? A pickaxe more, and a double kill would have followed.
Pickaxe more for sure, but for that game state, he actually baits his two teammates in and gives it 3 kills extra over to the Akali that already assassinated effort.
I think it was Gunblade and just at that time, I believe it was an Oblivion Orb. Now it's so much. As the Void Staff is done, I believe, from scratch.
That is crazy amount of damage.
I know.
Oh, man.
Well, now Dove goes to a side lane, and you go the hell somewhere else. Don't want to go there.
I don't know who can survive against her. FLICKR would have to keep distance, obviously.
Remember, there is that interaction. E2 does go over the wall, so not even Azir finds it very easy to kite away the Akali. It wasn't FLICKR himself who did that in that slow motion play we had earlier in the season. So the Morello is most likely going to be done very, very soon. Renekton healing going to be cut down there. Otherwise, not too much healing, but just feels very likely because of slot efficiency here. You finish that, you buy some control wards, you don't sell your Doran Shield for a while, and you go from there, but not going to be a high value Morellonomicon completion.
Yeah, more of a Morella no Macon more than a Morella yes Macon.
It's more of a Meh-nomicon for me in this case.
Yeah,
I'm not offended by it, but I'm not inspired by it.
It's one of those.
So what does that mean for the game state? When a quadra kill happens, everyone's kind of like, stay away from Akali. Remember Akali. Those are the comms that happen. But sometimes the map can also take a big loss. You look at this particular scenario, and the ward coverage has to be completely recreated from the side of SKT to push up vision, and people can get caught in transition here very easily.
Oh, effort. Oh, boy. He's going to be stunned for a long time. They don't have the damage to back it up, though, as Dove was not there. He was up in the top lane. Looked okay in the beginning. Effort did blow his ultimate. Either way, everybody gets out alive. No casualties.
Didn't mention this, but it is not the old build we had from the Ashe meta 3 weeks ago. 40% CDR. This is back to Blade Hurricane. Wants to be able to kill Renekton. I think the worry is that if you go for the Trinity Force Essence Reaver build, you just do no damage to Renekton. He is a super tank without building too much armor in the front line, so trying to play a different role today as Ghost.
SKT just grouping up as 5 in the mid lane, saying,
Pause.
pause.
Very clear what they were saying.
That's hard to ignore, the giant box in the middle of the screen. And we're in the middle of a very tense game. It was just a moment ago that the quadra kill came in from Dove to basically get SANDBOX back in the game.
Sounds like there's an Azir issue at the moment.
Oh boy.
So we have been told, we will relay it to you for your consideration, that there seems to be a Azir passive bug. We don't have all the facts behind it, but you know, Azir's passive is pretty important. So I guess right now we're going to have to confirm the exact details. We'll of course relay to you those if we get the confirmation there. Hoping it is not going to be a game-ending bug, and I don't remember where the last Azir turret was, so I wouldn't know where the chrono break would need to be too. But let's find out.
Yeah. I would hope that this doesn't end up being too big of a problem, but I'm not sure what you do if you can't build Azir turrets, but we've come this far in the game.
So the previous example I have there, where it was certainly confirmed a bug, was when I was broadcasting, it was Invictus Gaming versus WE in an online tournament back in 2013. Might have been 2012. Let's call it 2012, long time ago. And there was a lot of disconnect issues just because it was an online match. It was a final. And then through it, the Jarvan had an issue where he couldn't flag and drag. He couldn't throw out the flag anymore. His E was basically disabled. So because of that, we had to remake what ended up being a 7-hour best of 5. So
what?
Well,
I thought we were done with those eras. That was 2013, but here we are in 2019.
I mean, we've had crazy stuff. How long ago was it where NA had to call a match? That was last year?
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago? It was in the last 2 years.
That was this year.
I think it was last year.
I think it was spring.
I think it was summer last year, but I don't remember. But a New Zealand fan in the audience flew 20 hours to make it to the LCK.
Ooh.
And FLICKR Love suggests that they want to see an SKT win. Be a bit sad if they had to fly 20 hours home after an SKT loss.
I love how Summit's face in the bottom right had pen all over it, just like signs from Summit, hopefully.
I believe
his own
they
face.
called FLICKR all of the gods, so they kind of went non-denominational there and just said that FLICKR was all of them. I appreciate your inclusivity.
He is the gods.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're implying in the audience as we zoom into Dove, who right now is the god of damage on Akali. His recent Void Staff purchase, followed by a Morellonomicon, makes him very, very scary.
He looks really thrilled by this pause.
Teddy, also ecstatic.
He just can't wait for the next one.
Ghost seems just quizzical, you know? I think he probably had 11:45 p.m. plans, and he's like, guys, can we get back to the game?
He's like, wasn't I supposed to play Karma this entire series?
But we're going around here waiting for an update to return to you guys. So it seems like upon the examination so far, there's going to need to be some closer examination of the particular bug here. It seems like it wasn't an errant report as far as we're going now, but I guess that would mean chrono break, Valdez, but I don't think all the details are in just yet. Also, when are we chrono breaking to? Also, can we chrono break in real life?
Why do you want to do that?
There's some things I want to take back.
Anything specifically, or just generally?
You know, when we were talking about big packages, there was some good jokes there that I missed.
Yeah,
so I want to get back in there and have another chance.
I'm sure we will if it gets to game 3 and we have Corky coming in. There will always be more Corky for you to have another chance, Papa Smithy. Don't get too worried about that.
Do you have any memories of being a kid where in real life chrono break would have been very useful? We've all made silly mistakes, right? So
yeah.
Whatever is broadcast appropriate here. Come on, we want to hear the embarrassing Valdez story.
I mean, there's the one time where I just ran straight into a door for no reason.
Wow,
I was pretty young, though. I think I was like 5 or 6. I still have the scar, actually, right below my bottom lip. It's not a big one, but it's there.
Oh, Papa Bless, thank you, G-Son.
Pogs in the Twitch chat, please.
Give him your pogs. He deserves them. Thank you very much for the shout out there. He brought Korean and English signs. That is a very thoughtful fan.
1,000 miles from China only for SKT win.
Oh, what's the backup?
Love Faker dash Dreaming Years.
May I suggest Korean barbecue? If the first thing doesn't work out, you guys can still have a good time in Korea for sure.
There's a lot to do here. Korea is a fun place. Highly recommend if you are traveling to put this on your list.
Here's a good kind of travel thought for people that come by Korea. Usually it's for esports, the people that are going to be listening here. What is your thing to show a visitor or a tourist coming in for the first time to Korea that's not like one of the obvious things, like an esport thing or Korean barbecue, like the things that are really known? What is your like, oh, I've been here a while, let me show you this experience or food, or like what is your thing there? Is spam this B to help SKT? Well, if that's something you subscribe to, you know what you need to do.
That's a great little Pepe B.
What do you got there? What have you got? what have you got as your, you've been in Korea a long time, let's show people a good time thing?
I really like chicken and beer down by the Han River. I think that's a quintessential experience.
That's the thing and the spot, right?
Thing and spot that I think it's a quintessential experience for everybody who comes who, you know, you're gonna go to like what, Seoul Tower, and you're gonna go to Insadong.
And nowadays Lowell Park probably,
and
right?
Lowell Park, right? You're gonna do all the touristy kind of things, but highly recommend going down there, figuring out how to order some chicken and beer down to the river. And, you know, if you're of age, which, by the way, in Korea, it's 19, I believe, is the drinking age.
And Korea's the first place I've been where it's always fried chicken and beer. They're very often, like, they're only really combined. Fried chicken without beer comes across as strange here. That's definitely not a combo you see in other countries.
It's fried chicken and beer or fried chicken and cola. That's like...
You don't really see that for you.
No, I mean, you do.
There's no Chi-Cola. It's Chi-Mek.
True. That's like the, that's the title thing. But,
funnily enough, we got a message that sounded like it was going to be about... Okay, so apparently they do call it Chi-Cola, says our producer. Have you heard that ever uttered?
I mean, I've never heard anyone say that, but people do that. So
sure.
Maybe it's not a thing that people say.
What I'm saying is, what happens is the friends say, let's go for Chi-Mek, and someone has cola.
Yeah,
yes.
Not everybody's going to drink.
No one is, like, you're not like, let's go for Chico. Like, I've never heard that before.
No, yeah, I've never
Chico
heard anyone say that ever. But looks like we're going to have a chrono break, guys.
Whoa, that cat is very angry and surprised.
That's not Yumi.
No, that isn't. Not even a little bit. Fake.
Not even the TFT cat. What's her name?
Oh, TFT cat?
Yeah, the new TFT cat. Like, kind of looks like.
I don't know if she has. I don't know anything about that. I know Pengu.
Yeah, well, you and everybody else, the 99%.
So it seems like good news. I was actually sitting there being like, how long does a chrono break need to be? Thankfully, we're hearing about 20 seconds back. So I believe we were around 27:35, so that would be 27:15 or so. So not a lot happened in the last 20 seconds, if that's to be the chrono break. If it happens.
Says this guy looks like this, the TFT.
Hey, there's a Clid sign, 0160. So at the end of the day, there's your buddy Teemo. That's Clid in bronze, waiting before he became a Lee Sin one trick.
37 days until this guy's going to the army.
Imagine if it was Score.
He's in the audience.
Yeah, he's
watching.
in the audience. I was here. I don't know.
37 days, guys, by the way. This
Seems like a pretty good match. I'm out of here. See ya.
Yeah. This is my announcement. So, still waiting on that break of chronos. Somebody's got to call up Echo. You know how it is.
Don't get too much Echo in the LCK. We had Fly play it once into the Azir matchup from memory.
FLICKR.
Fakerin'. We've been fakerin' over here. Oi, son, you been fakerin'?
Nah, I ain't been fakerin'.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Ooh, hello.
Global fan. Wearing an SKT jersey. Clearly a SANDBOX fan. Kisses the badge. That's going to get him votes around here.
Yeah.
Green fans
He's
will
got
love that.
some pretty nice headphones, too.
It's true.
No doubt he's listening to
Those
us
are
talk
custom.
about
We don't hand those ones out. He
No,
brought those himself.
Yeah.
Nice.
He knew he wanted us in high quality, in high def.
I mean, 7.1 is where we really shine.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we're broadcasting 7.1. Probably not. Maybe.
I don't know.
I know the Korean
Do you?
broadcast is in 4K.
Okay.
I don't know if that
That's
means
good.
4K audio. I'm actually very... I know 4K is a lot of K, but I don't know much about how the audio works there.
Yeah, I'm a noob with that too. I was watching the popular TV show Billions, and someone said, "Oh, is that 4K?" And then someone responded, "No, 5K." And I'm like, "Wait, there's a 5K? How many K? Like, how many Ks does it go up to?"
There's
exactly?
8K coming soon.
Are you really?
Yeah. They're already trying to sell it. Because otherwise, why would you upgrade your television every less than 20 years?
Capitalism.
Money makes the world go round,
Yeah.
Valdez. By the way, kids, buy some RP now.
You don't want to miss out on those TFT cute doll deals.
Yeah.
What are they even called?
Cute dolls. That's good.
Cute dolls.
Definitely what they call them.
Basically, I mean, that's what they are. They don't actually do anything, but they make you look cool. So, spend that RP. Make sure to, take your mom's
Tell
credit
them
card.
Papa sent you.
Just tell them that, just pretend it's your real dad. And then it's
not-
okay to take
I'm
the
not
credit
their
card.
father. I'm not their daddy. I'm only their papa. It's
Yeah.
very specific.
You're only my... I don't want to finish that sentence.
Hey, your girlfriend's probably listening. So
Yeah.
You watch
It's
yourself.
okay.
Win, it says on the
She
left there.
understands. Well, she came from Japan. And she's going back next week. And, of course, you're going to win, right, SKT?
Well, ohayou gozaimasu to you. Thank you very much for joining us here at Lowell Park. Is
God
it Teddy
Teddy.
Cheerful?
Says God Teddy.
What do you reckon that means?
Probably something about Teddy
Bears?
and the Korean word God.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Doesn't bring teddy bears to...
1,000
Stadium.
days since Teddy's debut.
Oh, congratulations to Teddy.
I like the artwork design there.
His hype level pre-debut to performance delivery has been one of the biggest, right? Because he wasn't really well known. I remember talking to Lust Boy when Jinair debuted their new roster. That was at Casper Cup in 2015. It could have been 2016. And I messaged him. I said, "What do you think of Jinair's new roster? I don't know these players." And it was Umti, Teddy, and maybe one other player debuting. I said, "Is there anyone I should keep my eyes on?" And he said, "Teddy. This guy's super good." And he was right. He was right on that one. I don't want this is your last GG. Well, that's fair enough. Though doesn't want it to end here.
We don't want any Pepe Hands SKT fans after this game.
Look, they will be in the Worlds qualifier, whatever happens, thanks to all their points in spring.
That is true.
The interesting thing becomes, though, riddle me this. SKT misses playoffs. Kingzone, who were third place in spring, misses playoffs. Damwon Gaming probably doesn't have to go very far in playoffs to actually reach Worlds on points.
I think they do though, because SKT got so many points from first place.
Sure, but they add extra points in summer.
It's like a very harsh scale though. Like,
remember they're
fifth
gonna
is 10 and
but remember they're
second is
already
like
top 3.
20 or something.
Damwon's already top 3 though.
That's
so you would
true.
guess that second place might actually get them there.
That is true.
And that is an intriguing thing to consider. So the point system has never been quite like this. It was similar, I guess, last year, only because Kingzone won and then crashed out. But we'll, of course, get you all of those specifics when we work out what the hell's going on with these places, because right now things are still way up in the air. When it comes to things, we don't have a timeline for you guys, by the way, so we're just trying to give you our dulcet tones. Is that called Abichu? Am I wrong there? I think that's
what?
I think that's what. That's a popular cacao emote, the kind of hamstery thing.
Oh, I don't know the name.
I think it's Ebichu, because I know a lot of people that have it.
The players are MIA.
Oh my God! Where did they go? Wait. Maybe the players went the same place as Zier's ability to place his turret. Weren't they here?
Oh
Can
no.
we chrono break that?
Can we chrono break the players?
There's a lot of Sadamumus here.
Yeah, a lot of Cloud Templar fans.
I'll cry if SKT loses on the left.
Here for Cloud Templar on the right. But probably both. It also says like and subscribe to Cloud Templar's.
Look, if you're going to
channel.
shout out some channels, someone other than yourself is pretty cool. Here's a Clid fan. Clid carry.
Damage taken per minute, damage taken per
Plus
minute.
Cloud Templar stuff. The Korean fans really love Cloud Templar, to be clear.
Yeah, there's a lot of memes there.
From Cloud Templar's streaming. I've got chat up and Peanut's in the chat. Hello to Peanut. Nice to see you.
Hi, Peanut.
How you feeling for tomorrow? Can you get that victory over Damwon Gaming?
2-0 easy, right?
Oh, he's not. I mean, he's a fun kid to talk to, but I don't know if he's going to say the 2-0 GG easy. Because he knows that will for sure be clipped and put into the Korean broadcast.
This person came from Daegu to see Minna, our
that's
announcer.
cute.
She took the train.
So do you want to hear an
And
interesting story about
You're
Minna?
very pretty. That's what she said to Minna.
Do you want to hear an interesting story about Minna? And by
Yes.
you, I'm talking about you and the people
You
listening.
all, y'all.
Did you know that Minna, this is her second job at the same time? She is also a full-time news person who's up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. recording the news, then power naps and comes to the LCK
Really?
4
I
to
didn't know
5
that.
days a week.
I thought she was on the golf channel.
That was before.
Okay.
She
all right.
possibly still does that from time to time. Yeah, weather. That's the clear thing there. Weather forecaster. Still is involved in the news broadcast, but
Yeah.
pretty insane. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of dedication. So shout out to Minna.
Minna's a
Everyone's
hard
got a
worker.
story.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a story. Like Valdez, in your spare time, you play a lot of video games and watch a lot of series. We've got to take our hats off for that. You're a special man.
I'm just like everybody else, it turns out.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you're trying to say. I'm trying to look into your Papa Smithy eyes and decipher which insult you're throwing my way.
They're P. Smithy eyes, actually.
P. Smitty?
Yeah. That's how I sign. Because, of course, people ask me from time to time to autograph their
You
merchandise.
signed P. Smitty?
Yeah, P. Smithy. Not my
Oh,
actual.
Smithy. Okay.
I don't put DDs in there.
I thought you said P. Smitty.
How did you come up with your autograph as compared to your kind of normal sign?
Well, I just kind of
You just do the
write
same?
my last name fast.
So there was no you didn't do the test. Okay, here's a better question. When you kind of realized that at one point you would need to sign things,
Yeah.
were you the kid that spent a lot of time trying stuff, or did you just go with what you did the first time? What was your tact to come up with a signature?
You mean in real life?
Yeah,
or
originally, back in the day when you're like, oh crap, I'll need to sign things when I get older.
I just, cursive, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just Brandon Valdez in cursive.
I remember being a young kid and trying a lot of different things. I guess because I saw my mom and dad sign things, and I was like, oh.
They had cool signs and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. They don't. There's not just their names written out. They're lots of cursive going on there. And I was like, oh, I'll try that out.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Maybe people don't do
That's
that
unique.
these days in 2020. I don't know.
I don't know.
Can you believe next year is going to be 2020? That sounds so futuristic.
Yeah, it does sound futuristic. You know that in Korea, little tidbit here, instead of signing things, they use their own individual stamp.
I know, but what if you lost it?
Well, then you can just sign. But, you know, the stamp kind of works as a legal signature, which is pretty cool. You know, you can kind of make your stamp whatever you want it to be, too.
Now, the downside of that is when I go to the bank, I have to sign 800 documents. That would be way better if I could stamp them all.
Oh, yeah. No, I have a stamp.
Really?
Yeah, I went to a Korean Language Institute, and they, as part of the cultural experience, you know, they made us make a stamp.
I'm jealous of your stamp.
So I have a stamp, but I never use it.
Do you have a Korean name?
So we were casting Kespa Cup, me and Wolf,
Yeah.
actually, for, what was it, Hearthstone,
As you
in
do.
2016, and we were casting with Songcaster.
Yeah.
And
He's
we were
not Caster John, in case you guys are wondering. This is not a break.
Yeah. No break. We'll see if the making of turrets works.
Please, make that turret. Make
On
it.
the turret. Nope.
No, you can't make the turret. That's probably bad.
Oh.
Well,
We chrono braked, and it did not fix the bug.
well,
Well,
so
yeah.
how do you feel about signing things and also Korean names?
So Sunke, he gave us both Korean names, and mine was Pak Dae-soo, because it kind of sounds like Pardesu. Right?
And what does that
Valdez.
translate to? Is it just
It's
because
just
of the
a
name?
Korean name that
Yeah.
sounds like my last name.
Okay. It's very much about pronunciation rather
Yeah.
than meaning.
He did put meaning into each of the words, or each of the symbols.
That sounds like Caster John.
Yeah, he put a lot of time into it. And we were doing a conjoined desk where me and Wolf were speaking Korean on the Korean broadcast.
I
It
feel like
was scary.
conjoined wasn't the standard word to use, but I appreciate it.
Is it not? When the two things
I-
are attached?
I only ever hear conjoined next to twins. Conjoined twins. That's all I ever hear conjoined.
Conjoined twin desks.
I feel like you're
Put together
perverting language here somehow.
for the Kespa Cup in 2016.
Well,
That was one of the most fun tournaments I cast, actually. And partially because Sunke is such an awesome guy. As
Well,
we all know.
the most fun tournament I've cast is LCK Summer 2019.
I said one of the most.
marginally ahead of LCK LCK Spring 2019. It's better every time. Oh.
Going into spring of 2020, where we'll be living in the future.
Yeah, damn, 2020.
We'll have new champions by then.
Yeah, I mean maybe like one, right? We don't release new champions that often at Riot Games.
You know what I want is a new client.
I mean, I think they're doing some of that. It's a new launcher at least coming.
That's cool.
I've
I
had
like
that,
that.
On PBE a couple of times. It's weird because it's been the same for like a bajillion years. You're like, what is going on here?
They only changed it once, right?
Yes. The old one was the one where it had the contra code to get through the. That was really fun. Do you know the contra code? Up, up, down, down,
Yeah,
left, right,
yeah,
left,
yeah.
right. That was the way you got past the login queue, which was
Oh.
so funny. And sometimes you do that and it still was down, but when other people were being bottlenecked, you were like, I'm straight in!
Yeah.
Straight into rank to lose some LP on that new champion release.
Secret. That new champion, Ari, that just came out.
Ari,
My favorite, Ari.
that was the Korean release champion.
That it was.
Here's a question you might not know, because a lot of those ones were popular. Like the Russian release skin was the Russian Bear Sejuani skin.
Okay.
They gave that one away. Do you know what the Oceanic server release skin was? They didn't announce it as such outside of on the Oceanic skin.
The skin?
Yes, it's a skin I've seen you use many times.
Really?
It's on a mid lane mage. It's not actually that easy to pick.
I'm trying. Well, what is a mid lane mage? It's
A melee mid lane
definitely
mage.
not Talia because she
No.
never gets any skins, by the way.
A melee mid lane mage.
I would love for that to happen. I don't play melee mid lane
Oh, you did play this one
mages.
with me multiple times. He's from the Void. There aren't that many melee mid lane mages from the Void.
What?
Kassadin.
Ah.
Yeah. Yes, the blue ocean.
I was thinking of
skin.
Cho'Gath. I'm like, I didn't play Cho'Gath mid that much.
Yeah, it's cosmic something. Cosmic something cast.
Okay. All right.
Cosmic. It's not cosmic insight.
What did
that's
that
the
have to
thing.
do with Oceanic?
I think it's to do with the iconography is related to kind of some of the iconography used there. I must admit I knew this at one point. I'm kind of forgotten. Cosmic Reaver. There we go. Someone Twitch I knew. All right, so we're going to show some highlights because, of course, we are still working out what's going to happen here. We haven't heard the dreaded remake word said yet, but I'm sure we're probably potentially with that as one of the outcomes of all of this. This could be just the latest night.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Just so people know, it is 11:15 p.m. Korean Standard Time. The train stops at 11:30 Korean Standard Time. It's still a full house here. I would say maybe 15 people have gone to the bathroom, but no one's left.
Yeah.
If we have a remade Game 2 and we go to Game 3, we could be definitely casting in the sweet,
all night.
Sweet, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, the latest I ever went was like 12:55.
For a League of Legends broadcast?
Yes. I mean, I know Wolf used to do this World of Tank broadcast that started at 11 p.m., so they don't count, right?
No, yeah, I remember those. Me and Wolf, we talk about Wolf a lot. He's a Undersight League caster over in NA.
Yes, he's an Overwatch League caster.
Undersight.
Overwatch.
He and I did a cast of a game of StarCraft 2 that went for, I think it was almost 3 hours. Or no. It was like almost 2 hours.
It's the one that has
like
the world
2.5
record, right?
hours. Yeah, it has the world record. We cast that game. And then it got remade before that. So it was like a 40-minute game that got remade
to a 3-hour.
Then it was like a 2.5-hour game.
And you know what?
And then there was more.
And you remember how today was supposed to go? I was supposed to be at home sleeping, and then it got remade into me subbing in.
Yeah.
For famously.
PS, a.k.a. proper sleep. Did not get that today.
No. It was LS, a.k.a. lamentably sick, on this day. Shout out to you, buddy. Hope you're doing well at home. I'm only a little bit mad. And I only say that because I'm on broadcast.
You guys know what that translates to.
Papa Smash.
Papa Smashy. We're going to 1 a.m., guys. It's happening.
I hope so. I mean, at this point,
SKT is
let's set a
winning
bloody
this
record.
game,
Let's go to 4 a.m.
Yeah, why not? Let's cast at the same time as LEC.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're definitely going to be.
Maybe the
Ready Check starts in 10 minutes.
Maybe they can put us on Ready Check, like get the connection.
Oh my God, we should do that. Someone find a way for us to be on Ready Check.
Yeah, get us in there.
My phone is on the desk. We could do a Skype video
join
call.
Up. Go FaceTime.
We should definitely do a Skype video call straight. And we'll just we do it like
Check.
Family Guy weatherman, like, no, it's still going. This is a crossover episode. I was in Germany. I'm the common link here. Let's go.
It's perfect.
We're ready to do a live cross.
Somebody get quick shot.
Message
on the phone.
me, quick shot. I got my phone. I'm ready to be messaged. We got good internet here. We can work it out.
Absolutely.
I
got that 5G in Korea.
I heard them talking about global casters, so we're being nice and loud. For context also, there's 400 people here. Obviously, everyone is like quiet and annoyed and on their phone. We're the only people not
We're just
whispering.
like screaming our heads off about being on LEC Ready Check.
Wait, is it anyone's birthday today? We could wish someone happy birthday, like last time that we had an extended break. And then you can lose your voice for Game 3.
Get Z-Sun back.
I mean, at some point we should bring her in here to just have another voice, you know? What's Z-Sun
Might
up
as well.
to? We miss Z-Sun.
Z-Sun, hope you're doing well back there.
Shall we sing her theme song?
Her theme song.
Yeah, G.
Yeah.
By Girls'
I know.
Generation.
Yeah.
She gets very tilted when we do it, so commemorating on broadcast would be something.
Yeah.
We could even pull up the lyrics. Funnily enough, one of the most impressive things I've seen from you is when we went to Noraebang, which is the equivalent of karaoke.
Yeah.
It was you and Wolf singing that Korean song. I forget which song is it that you guys sing together?
So one night.
That's the one, yeah.
The Good Day by IU.
people get very impressed. We were with
Is
a lot
that the
of...
one that gets really high-pitched at the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
You two
That's a
nailed
good
that
day.
song.
We had our fun with that one.
It's a real crowd pleaser because all the Koreans that we inevitably with are like, whoa!
Yeah.
But you're a
It's
foreigner.
good.
Can you eat
How
bibimbap?
can you read our characters?
Do you know bibimbap?
Do you know bibimbap?
Koreans are lovely people, but they have, for some reason, a very low expectation of how much Korean food a foreigner would try.
Oh, when I first got here, it was like, do you know what kimchi is? I'm like, yes, I had that in America.
But did they really think that you had the burgers a lot of the time? Like you ate burgers most of the time? Like, what did they assume your diet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all the time.
It's funny. You get why, right? You get it, but it's still like...
And to be fair, as a American myself,
Yes,
every once
American.
in a while I'm like, I just need a Big Mac. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just
What
be
is
like,
your Big Mac like?
I need to go get myself a Big Mac.
But how often, and you're talking about not just a Western-style burger, you mean literally Big Mac.
I mean a Big Mac.
What is your
McDonald's.
Big Mac kind of, how often do you get the itch, you know?
I'd say it's like once every 3 weeks. It's not quite every 2 weeks. It's not quite every month. It's like once every 3 weeks. And it's on a day where I'm specifically lazy. I don't want to go out. I don't want to cook.
And I'm going to get specific here on this, because whenever someone says something, getting more specific is fun.
Yeah.
Is it, when you realize it, is it a taste? Is it an idea? Is it a feeling? Like, what is it where you're like, it's Big Mac time? Like, you know, like sometimes I just like, my like tongue and my teeth kind of come together in a way where I'm like tasting a flavor, you know? And that's where the idea really gets specific. Where does it get for you that you're like, it's Big Mac time? Is it someone mentioned a Big Mac? Do you have a Big Mac feeling? A Big Mac?
So, out here in Korea, the go-to hangover cure, if this continues, I'll miss my plane.
죄송합니다. We're very sorry for your friend.
That feels bad.
Oh, he's good at the sad. Look at how sad he looks. You're doing a very good job, so he can hear us talk, which makes it better.
Feels bad, man.
Well, let us know for the next time you're on camera how we can make it up to you. It's not our fault, but we're willing to take partial responsibility.
Yeah. Left sign says, FLICKR, you got to go to World Cup. Of course.
The hard thing, you know what's the one? I'll get back to your point. Side points. One of the hard things is, if you talk to the Koreans about the World Championship, they don't know what you mean if their English level's not that high, because it's not called that. It's called like the equivalent of the World Cup with an L, right?
Yeah, it's the World Cup.
Yes. So I feel like, oh yeah, at the World Championship, they won last year. They're like,
right?
what?
Well, you know, it's LOL, right? But in Korean, that's LOL, so World Cup.
No, I get it.
Yeah,
it's also like, I would never say it, you know? Like, the moment I say something like that out loud, I'm getting the hand sanitizer. I'm like, no.
Hey, guys, you can't wait for the World Cup.
No, I can't say things like that out loud.
Yeah. Sorry, Papa.
So, like, you know how Twitch chat has a lot of fun?
Look at this guy. He's got a sign. He's, like, looking for more for taxi to Kunde. Kunde is really far. It's pretty far away. He's like, I'm 1 of 4.
For context,
need 3 more.
What sort of time and money are we talking about there for...
At night, it's probably at least a 10.
$10?
Yeah, like $10.
Okay. And how long in a cab? We had 15 to 20
apparently
from our
it's
producer.
more. Producer putting me in my place.
That's a good sign.
15 to 20. Yeah. 15 to 20
and let's be clear.
Korean money.
We should share this. Let's put inside baseball. But obviously the average League of Legends fan is usually a university student. That comes to the stadium, at least, a university student or a high school student. Tickets have always been really, really cheap in Korea because the audience doesn't have a lot of disposable income. Minimum wage is low in Korea. A lot of these people are studying. So actually, just the idea of missing public transport, which is every fan that's still around now, because public transport, at least for the train, is ending. That's an amazing sign, by the way. That's the 2 Greek gods. I always tweet that to Deficio. That's actually
really
with the
funny.
players. But it's actually a really big expense that a lot of these younger people don't have to get home at this hour, Valdez.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm sure compared to, America, other places, Europe, the taxis are really expensive. Even in Japan, they are super expensive compared to Korea.
So the fact that we have 85 to 90%, maybe more, people could be in the bathroom or at the concession stands still staying, it is a really big match, as we know. But at the end of the day, we're on borrowed time. And we're still waiting to give you guys full information. There's something about the KTX here. I'm assuming there's a train he needs to catch.
Yeah, the last KTX already left, so I guess we just have to go to 3 games in this case. So and that's kind of the way that we feel now, you know, because Valdez has had 2 days in a row of 6 games. We got to go to 6 games here. We got to go to after 12 p.m.
You need to just shut the hell up because I have been here 2 days. I'm on a bonus day, and it's gone to this. So your 2 days in a row that's been separated by so many days doesn't count.
It's a bonus day. And to be fair, those 2 days were one after the other, by the way.
Ready check starts in 4 minutes. Where is my message from QuickShot?
Somebody get QuickShot on the phone. I'm sure somebody in Twitch chat is cool enough to have his number.
I can't believe we're still here. I can't believe I'm here at all. It wasn't supposed to be like this. To be fair, if LS was here and he was as ill as he's described, which we will assume, he'd be very unhappy.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he'd be a unhappy little chap.
I'd be casting with G-Sun by now.
Nice.
Which I'm sure would make some of the fans happy. They want to see G-Sun once again.
Uh-oh. I pulled up Twitter and I see LS's tweet. He said, I actually got a hold of the league script earlier on in the week, and that's why I conveniently got sick and asked Papa Smithy to cover for me today. He didn't know. What's this? Is this like Pepe?
It's Pepe Laugh.
Pepe Laugh.
Also, our good global fan friend in the audience is going to watch LEC.
To be fair, if you pull up your phone and watch LEC now, you're doing some
and we could be
stuff.
On the ready check.
We really should be
If somebody messaged us.
I am so ready. People are tweeting about this event, but I haven't gotten any DMs from people who definitely have my contact information. And we are ready to live cross onto ready check. We have the technology, damn it.
We have the possibility. We have phones.
We literally have nothing else to do, as you can tell from this line of conversation. All right, where is our ready check appearance?
She's like, of course, why the hell on my birthday did we have to have a pause? So we found someone to say happy birthday to. It's that fan in the audience. FLICKR looks very displeased right now, is the way I'll put it.
I mean, this couldn't be worse timing. 1-0 down halfway through a game.
I have gotten word that we are ready
to check.
Ready check with the LEC.
All right, we're back in the game. Let's wait for a sun turret.
Make the turret. Where you going, FLICKR?
Now, it's possible that he saw he could make a turret and thus didn't want to. Okay, let's assume the game's going on.
Referees have moved from away from behind a FLICKR's chair. Okay. I think we're good, guys.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry. We know how it works when I apologize.
All right. How much of this game do you remember? It's been a really, really long time. I remember that
SANDBOX quadra kill.
Yes, that just happened.
Yes.
Like, well, just an hour ago happened.
SKT was winning. They took a good fight around the second Infernal Drake, but then double teleport came in, or was it triple teleport from SANDBOX, and SKT had to give up the second Infernal.
Yeah.
They were ahead, but SANDBOX had the Infernal. Went to a fight where SKT, well, I'm going to have to hold that thought as another arrow's going to come in, and a big Cataclysm. Clid going to flash out of that one. Effort with the knock-up into escape, and very well played by SKT to get away from that one. As there it was. Oh, is he going to make the turret? Oh,
I think that's fine.
Oh, no.
I think that one's fine. Guys, we might be a little bit lower on the analysis and just go with the kind of responses now.
Let's just do it Korean style at this point. All right, Toker coming in here wants to save his buddy OnFleek, but he brought some help as Summit in a bit of trouble. Gets burst down before he can shield, and that's going to be 2. Dove comes in too late, not able to help out his team. SKT pick up the 2 kills. Where will they go from here?
And that ended up just being more morsels to be consumed by SKT. As Effort was able to change his target, they pick up a couple, and this could be Baron, SK Telecom T1.
OnFleek went back into the base. He's not going to be here on time. And even if SANDBOX knew, there's no way they could steal this one away. SKT pick up the Baron and are in pretty good hold of this game.
Well, Pepe laughed they were not to know in this particular case. They lacked the critical information. The things were about to go the way of SKT. Back away from this moment. That's a big momentum shift after one had just been gleefully accepted by the Akali. And now Clid turns onto the Mountain Drake. They don't want to give over anything.
SANDBOX were thinking about it, but it's not going to happen. SKT, another objective with the Baron. The Mountain will go hand in hand as they will look to push probably down the mid lane. We'll see how this happens here as OnFleek just a little bit out of position, way too far down, where they didn't have vision in the red side jungle. They bait their team into it.
Yep. One thing leads to another. Classic League of Legends. Happens all of the time. They go down, so does Baron, so does Mountain, and suddenly a smorgasbord of advantages, and suddenly a flying V looking to try to catch SANDBOX.
Yeah, they were thinking about it, but instead just going to turn their sights onto the bottom side inner turret. Down it will go. SKT trying to cement their lead with the nice little Baron buff power play so far.
And then we get some Midnight Game 3, baby.
Yeah. That's when it begins to heat up after hours here.
More League of Legends, please. After dark, are we allowed to say naughty words like the S word?
Hell yeah. Scaling.
Ooh. Wait, we're early. That was 28 minutes before After Dark. Uh-oh.
Find
the Riot Cops. They're watching LCK. They're fine. They're not
true.
watching us right now.
Just like that fan in the audience. They're watching LEC.
Here comes and clears a ward. Baron buff is very, very strong against SANDBOX's comp. Hurricane, Infinity Edge would give some tools to Ghost, but it's going to have to be a team effort in order to try and clear the minion waves. And SKT feel that they're one catch short of closing this game. Now, I don't know what happened with FLICKR. If we don't see another sand turret, I wonder if he agreed to play without it.
It's definitely possible. You know, it would be unfortunate, especially if they went on to lose, but some things are out of our control when it comes to technology, and at the end of the day, it would be up to the players to agree, of course.
I like to think that the game was called off for torrential weather conditions, and the teams both decided to play through the weather. That's how I think about it in terms of more conventional sports scenarios.
Yeah, except one team has rain boots and the other doesn't.
But they're half cleats, not full cleats.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That doesn't sound very good.
Exactly.
I see where you're going with this one. As SKT just going around the map, they say, okay, this Baron will be for taking all the inner turrets, but no inhibitor turrets. For now, might make one last push here with, okay, he can make the turret, guys!
Yeah! I'm going to call that turret Bessie.
Thank you, Bessie.
Thank you, Bessie.
For blessing us with your presence.
That's Blessy. That's her.
Oh, sorry.
But Bessie's still good.
For blessing us with your presence. Good old Bess.
Can they break the base here? Baron buff wears off now, but they do have the minion wave pushing up.
Good moment. FLICKR's got insane attack speed. OnFleek tries with the wabam, but it's not going to be enough as he will have to disengage. The push continues. That's a really low turret. Eddie is going to walk up here and take it down. As SANDBOX did have to move away. SKT in prime position to take a gigantic lead in this game.
And importantly, Dove was not able to get any sort of angle on the fight. Shields with everything else ready and summoner spells up. So all of the gold reclaimed by Dove, not going to be relevant in that particular action. SKT slow and steady. They've got an Elder fall back to. They've got another Baron spawning. If you look to the top left and top right, you get important information, though. There is only 17 seconds between the objectives. So maybe, and this is definitely a conditional, but maybe there's a chance for SANDBOX to steal 1 out of 2.
Absolutely. I mean, we've already seen that tonight. One team goes Baron, the other one tries for the Elder that spawns a little bit later. But how about a pick off on a Kahn first? That's what we're looking for here. But again, I'll say it again, stopwatch. Best item in the game. Saves him enough time to get the teleport to come in. And that means that now Clid trying to set up some vision here and potentially assassinate Summit. It's not going to work out. Summit fast enough to get out of dodge.
Plop goes the tanky, but now with some ability power, Karma, that's straddling the line between different options. Big shield, certainly, on that particular build, but not quite as straightforward as other ones. Watching here as SANDBOX Gaming just tries to repel the push. Not a lot of vision from SANDBOX, going to be spotting out these two big objectives, and not a lot of time. 10 seconds till Elder.
FLICKR really trying to do his best on this Azir. He's undefeated, as I mentioned earlier on today, as he's 6-0 on the pick, looking for that 7. Looking at the Elder Drake here, Kahn gonna start it up as SANDBOX say, how about a trade? Let's go for the Baron. That spawns in 3.
Clid can leave this one pretty early. He's actually going to come and complete it, so he doesn't actually walk over, doesn't want to face check anybody. Baron has started. Do they have a blue trinket to check? They do.
Clid, take a look at that smite cooldown. Can he even get there on time is the other question. As where's the DPS? It's going to come down to it, but Jarvan will get it. But the kill onto Ashe is so important. As Joker trying to get out of this one, but will be damaged and disrupted out of that abyssal voyage. As he should be going down. Clid still on the chase here onto OnFleek. Looking to turn it around, but again, stopwatch. Gonna save another life. As if you not gonna be in range there, but the one pick, actually 2 onto the bottom lane, and SKT with Elder will look to push to end.
So it's 5v3, but the 3 have Baron, and they've got a Karma. So can they actually end here, SKT?
That is the question. Dove, pretty fed, trying to be zoned out here by FLICKR. Already half his health is gone.
Here's the Baron up minion waves. 3 of them spawn. SKT still have member supremacy. Ghost spawns in 2.
FLICKR running out of mana. Can it be enough, though, to end the game?
Kali ultimate is up.
All right, that arrow not going to do much. In goes Clid with the kick, and he's able to get Ghost again. Once again, that should be the nail in the coffin, and we're going to a game number 3.
Game number 3 is going to be a midnight extravaganza. Right for that to debut. The crowd is feeling really refreshed here. You can imagine it is predominantly SK Telecom T1 favored. We get straight into the rooms. We stick the camera in. They're not there yet, cameraman. He's definitely too excited. Okay, G-Rolster to talk about here. I'm sure both sides right now are bemused, but obviously SKT more infused because they picked up their all-important victory. The assignment is clear. If SKT are going to make it to playoffs, the best and easiest way to go is to win that final best of 1. Then they don't have to play the waiting game of getting a few hours sleep and waiting to see if Gen G can upset Dumb One Gaming.
They make it down to a best of 1, as you mentioned, and FLICKR's Azir wins another game. He's now 7-0 on the pick. And if they don't ban this one in game number 3, I would be pretty surprised. As, yeah, we're both going to give our vote anyway over to Clid. Guy had a pretty monstrous game on the Lee Sin again.
This looks like a sellout moment, but they just really need some food. Getting the snacks on. No time to go and break up, go to a cafeteria. You got to take those snacks, watch the VOD review. I wonder how the VOD's going with all the corner break-ins. Probably a bit all over the place. SANDBOX ended up comfortably taking down this particular game. And now, here we are. Game number 3 will come after the break. We're going to the wee hours, Valdez, and nowhere I'd rather be. A front row seat for that final game. It means so much to people, to the players, to the standings, to everyone. Looking over the damage numbers, FLICKR's Azir was first picked, and you know what? It looked like a fitting first pick to me.
That is absolutely right. Guy played a fantastic game. And SKT as a whole, I feel like played a bit better that time around, was able to shut down that win. As there you have it, we're going to have a game number 3, and it is going to go into the midnight hours. Everybody here is here to stay. Barely anybody has left.
Close the doors, close the streams.
We are going to go to a break, guys. When we come back, game number 3.
높이다.
오케이 끝날만해. 미드라도 이거. 미드라도.
바로 날릴게 이거.
이거 우리끼리 이거 3대 3이야. 인정하고.
아칼리 궁은 아칼리 궁은 어때? 있나?
아칼리 궁 있어.
오케이. 다르만 기장 빠졌고. 타워 쳐봐. 웨이브 하나 있다 아직.
아칼리 개피 좋다.
다음 웨이브 와 천천히 해. 애쉬 쪽으로. 끝날 것 같아.
엣지 업이다.
위에 타워 치면 끝나 이거 그냥. 타워 치면 끝나.
더 쳐보자.
안 들어봤어. 타워 쳐줘.
싸움 봐야 될 거야 이거.
타워 쳐줘. 잘 보면서. 애쉬궁. 나 괜찮을 듯?
엣지 봐봐.
일명 끝나.
놓고.
잘했고. 아칼리 봐줘.
야 점사할게. 점사.
점사.
오케이.